Hello. Now, this may or may not work now. I don't know. It's all going wrong, dear. All this preparation for nothing. Let's see if that holds up now. Whether it will or not, I do not know. We will see. Let's just try that. To open that. What's going to happen? Will it stay as it is? This is 5 times we've tried to get on today. It's very windy outside. I don't know if that's affecting the sort of 4G transmitter thing that's up the road there. Not that I can't actually see one of the 4G transmitters from here. One of the telephone masts. That's holding up at the moment, isn't it? Shall we try again or what? What shall we do? Okay, I've got some of your messages here. Let's have a look. Thomas H. on Vaughan Live. Gremlins in the system. There certainly is this morning, but I'm not sure where it is. Certainly that computer was doing an update. Certainly there was a bit of a disconnection. The computer and the phone weren't connecting properly. And certainly it was dropping to 3G a lot. So it might be a combination of all these strange and mysterious things. You know, but we'll see, we'll see. If it goes again, then I'll try one more thing. I'll drop the quality of it and see if that works. But well, let's just stay as we are and see how far we get before we get cut off again. So good morning. If you're wondering where all the music and all that business is, that's at the beginning of the programme usually. We've done all that already. And then we started and it didn't work and we couldn't get back on, and we started and it didn't work, and that's why I'm not playing it 4 times, dear. There's enough people moaning, oh, why do you have to have all that music at the beginning? Well, to allow people to join us, that's why. But you don't want to see it 5 times, do you? Be honest now. Thank you, Thomas. So all your messages that came through earlier have gone now. You'll have to start again. Sorry to upset you. John Peters, good morning, John. Hello to Sid57. It's working now. Thank you, Sid. Fingers crossed. If we get to 5 minutes, it should be all right. If you get to 5 minutes, it should be all right. Hello to Mark Cording. Morning, Mark. John Peters is going to... It might be the rain, actually. It's been pouring down. Oh, yesterday afternoon. It just rained and rained and rained. And yesterday, as you know, I have a little bit of an afternoon sleep. By the way, good morning. It's the Chris Reardon Show, United Kingdom Talk, on Wednesday, the 28th of November 2018. A warm welcome along to you, boys and girls. Yes, I always have a little afternoon sleep, so I got into bed actually quite early yesterday, around about 3:30. And it was quite dark, and it was pouring down with rain, and I was in the bed with my electric radiator on. All the electrics in here are working now. Oh yes, every day a brand new challenge here. I've got a whole list of things that happened yesterday. I can't wait to tell you if the connection remains stable. Honestly, every time I come to this caravan, it's another list of troubles that I have to deal with. You know, when you want to do other stuff like go and see your sister and children and things like that. I've got a lovely video, hopefully, coming up during the show today, boys and girls, of me doing some storytelling last night, okay? Let's have a look. Where was the picture taken behind you? That is literally 5 minutes walk from here. I'm in a place called Chapel Hill in Lincolnshire at the moment. Oh, you're new, aren't you, on Periscope? Good morning, Siv. Yes, I spend half my time in Lincolnshire and half in Berkshire. I'm Lincolnshire today, okay? And that is just up the road there. Chapel Hill in Lincolnshire on a bridge, all right? Good morning to nephew Gary Butley. Morning. Strange and mysterious things. You're absolutely right, Thomas. Diane Jebb's here, as is Kelly Witt. Have we got the YouTubers there? We may not have the YouTubers there this morning. Okay, so we'll see if we've got the YouTubers. Not at the moment, possibly. And hello to young Kelly and Diane as well. Good morning and welcome to you all. So a great night at the... Oh, Maureen's also texting. Maureen, are you with us now? She's all concerned. She says she's looked at YouTube and can't find it. It may not be on YouTube. Do you want me to check that or not? I don't know if I can check that. No, I think we'll just carry on there. If anyone wants... Let me have a look. If anyone's on YouTube now, give us a little shout so that I know that's working as well. because at the moment I don't know that's working, but I'm not going to do anything else now. I think we'll just stick with it and hope. No. Did we have some dropped frames then? Oh dear, let's have a look. If that starts going red in front of me, I know it's gone wrong again. Ooh. You know, often with the computer things, it's best to do nothing. Literally turn it off, wait a while and start again later or the next day, and they all seem to sort themselves out, don't they? It is a strange and mysterious thing, computers. I shall never understand them. When I was at school, there was no computers. We didn't have a computer. There weren't. I know that you at schools now they have like classrooms full of the devices, sitting on desks and people tapping away. But we didn't have a computer at school at all. Nothing like that. Just pens and papers and a blackboard. They don't even have blackboards anymore. A friend of mine, Kelly Kim, who came along actually to the karaoke on Monday. I haven't seen her for some time now. She's a teacher, and she said we don't have blackboards. We have what did she call? Not whiteboards. What were they called? Interactive boards. What is that? I don't know. They have interactive boards now. Ah, Roy Stone. Good morning. Roy's there. That's working now. Katie. Good morning, Katie Patterson. Brian. Morning, Brian. Mark Colding's there. Morning, Mark. We have made it to the first 5 minutes, and Robert Lunn is there. Who's It could be someone hacking into the Wi-Fi, couldn't it? Roy Stone, it could be someone hacking. I am being hacked by religious extremists. Am I not doing any religious stuff? Do I need to play the organ or something like that to please them? I don't know. Maureen, I hope you're with us now. There we are. Live show now on at 10:10. Yes, we're very late this morning, Maureen. We've had a lot of technical difficulties. We kept starting and it didn't work, and it started and it didn't work. I think it's all right now, so we'll carry on. Can we start, please? Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Cordy, good morning to Cordy, who says you can't live chat. You are live chatting. I'm reading you there. I'm reading you. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the show. I can read it. I am live chatting now. I'm talking to you now. Good morning to you. I must say thank you to Maureen, actually, who's watching on a big telly, on her TiVo box. She's got a new TiVo box. And she heard me last week talking during the show about me driving up it to Lincolnshire and stopping at a petrol garage for sandwiches and crisps, sort of, as I got here. Now, the reason is, what usually happens on a Monday is I finish work at 11 o'clock, right? I like to be in the car fairly quickly after work because it's a long drive. You know, if you stay around and say goodbye to everyone and all that business, now, this all takes time and you want to get going. Do you know what I mean? Because it's 2.5 hours drive to get here, sometimes longer. So when I get here, it's around about 1:45, 2 o'clock if, you know, I've taken a bit easy or got stuck somewhere or been diverted. Because, of course, they do all the roadworks late at night, don't they? You know, you see endless roadworks at night. And I have been, like, on a 20-minute, half an hour diversion on the way up here before, which is not fun. I mean, it really isn't. When you're driving that far, that long, it's not fun at all to do that. And then I get here. And what happens then? I know I'm absolutely starving hungry at that point, and I do dinner. Okay, it'd be something simple. Couple of corn steaks in the little what's that thing? You know, like a toaster, but not a toaster. Oh, George Foreman grill. Couple of corn steaks in the George Foreman grill. Some smashed mashed potato, you know, boiling water, and either a tin of baked beans or some vegetables and some gravy if I've not had the baked beans, and a cup of tea. So I do all that. Also bringing my stuff in, you know, that I bought up, and not so much stuff anymore. When I first got the caravan, it was just taking ages to get everything in. Now it's just like 2 bags. There's a bag of like cold stuff that I might have got, you know, like yogurts and milks and things like that in a cool box, and a bag of clothes, and my computer. I always keep that with me all the time. So that's how that happens. And then you have your dinner, and by the time you finish dinner, it's like, and you watch a bit of telly and doing some stuff on the mobile phone. And you look at the clock and it's like 3:30, 4:45 in the morning now. So I go to bed, and then Tuesday I don't get up till really late. So I thought last week, and I do get hungry on the way up here. I start getting, I put it off and I put it off and I put it off. Well, last week what happened is that I thought, do you know what, I'm so hungry, I'm going to stop at the petrol garage. So I stopped at a petrol garage. Now, I didn't stop at the one that I stopped at a few weeks ago because they made me queue at the window, and I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Freezing cold weather, and you're standing there queuing at the window. And I was like that, I was. The woman behind there, completely oblivious to the fact that I'm freezing bloody cold. You know, didn't invite me in. Would you like to come in for a warm-up? No! Give me my sandwiches, you old bag. So I didn't go to that one. So I went to another one, which is about an hour away from here. An Apple. I'm sure it's called Apple service stations. Now, you don't see those. I've never seen one down south. They seem to be up here, up north. So, Apple service stations. So, as I drove in, I thought, well, that would be all right. I could see all the lights on in the shop. And then as I got close, I saw someone queuing up at the window. Oh, no. And it was cold. It was like 3 degrees. This is a couple of weeks ago. No, this was last week. This is last week. Not the 3 degrees, as in, when will I see you again? When will I... Just a minute. When will I see you again? When will we share precious moments? I've forgotten to do something on here, which means I haven't gone on any of the other Facebook groups, which is a bit annoying, really. Can I just do that? Do you mind if I do that while I could chat at the same time? Could I? Well, it won't take me long to do this. Just a minute. You're wondering what I'm doing, aren't you? I'm on various Facebook groups, and just before I do the show, when that music's on, I'm usually doing this, so you never see me do this, but I'm basically sharing it to all the groups that I'm on, which is about, I think it's about 20 of them altogether, so that tells them there's a show on. If they've not got like the subscription little thing clicked so they get a pin, then they have to watch their groups, you see. So that's why that English learning, nearly there, not on the karaoke ones, not on those ones. Well, there's one more at the bottom somewhere, I think. Where is it now? Where's the one at the bottom? Oh, there it is. Oh, hang on, there's 2 at the bottom. Oh, 3 at the bottom. Oh, that's done now. So I've done that now. Good. And that's that. And that's that. And there's my news stories. Good, we're ready. So of course I had to queue up at this little window, and I said, "Oh, can I have some sort of like cheese or, you know, non-dead animal sandwich?" I said, "And a bag of cheese and onion crisps, please." So off she went. The bloke in front of me, he took about 3 minutes, and in the cold, it's really cold, standing there waiting for someone to serve you. I mean, I just hate standing at those little holes in the wall, asking them to go and get a sandwich. It would appear that the sandwiches, if she's here, then the sandwiches are here. Do you know what I mean? The crisps are here. Why on earth they don't put these things close to the checkout, where at night time they obviously don't want to open the door in case someone smashes them over the head and grabs the money or something like that. Why they don't put these things near the till, I do not know. So she disappeared, and he's standing up. Where the bloody hell was she gone now? Eventually it comes back, doesn't it? And it don't rush. So I've moved forward and said, could I have some sort of cheese sandwich and a bag of cheese and onion crisps, please? Now, usually in the garage, they give you the larger bag of cheese and onion crisps. There's small, medium, and large. And they usually give you the medium one. She's gone off. She's come back with this. Is this all right? And shows me this thing. Cheese ploughman's sandwich. I thought, yeah, that'd do me. Thank you very much. I love that. And she's got a small bag of crisps. And with that point, I thought to myself, oh, I could have done with a slightly larger bag. And I thought, no, you're going to be standing here another 10 minutes. So I just accepted what I had, got back into the car. And I sat there in the car for a couple of minutes, full blast heater on, trying to warm up. It was so cold. So cold. Anyway, so a couple of days ago on Monday, there I am doing my karaoke. Maureen's coming. And she's always happy and smiley when Maureen comes in. And she said, oh, I've got you something for your journey so you don't have to queue up. And she bought me in a little lot of sandwiches, not bought from a shop, made with her own loving hands. How nice is that? Little salad cheese sandwiches. And not like in that plastic thing that you get in the supermarket. These were all cut nicely, all in individual little bags. How nice was that? And I got a couple of bags of crisps small bags of crisps from behind the bar there. And just before I finished, around about 10 to 11, I went behind the bar, made myself a cup of tea in my plastic Starbucks, my plastic Starbucks cup that I bought for a couple of quid. I think I bought those in America actually a little while ago. So wasn't that a nice thing to do, eh? Because she'd heard me. So people are so nice, they really are. Because she'd heard me say I was really cold, and I was cold. I was really cold, queuing up out that window, begging for a sandwich. You know, she's made some for me. How nice is that? So thank you, Maureen. I do appreciate that. And she's with us on the YouTube this morning. As indeed is Brian Roll. Good morning, Brian. Oh, I've read that, haven't I, already? Cordy, you can't live chat on YouTube. Can you not? Okay. Don't know why that is. It's one of those that I'm getting YouTube chats here. I seem to be getting them here. Don't know why yours isn't going over there. Thomas H, carry on. Thank you. Is it the Russians? Mark said. The Russians are possibly hacking into this program as we speak. Yes. The Russians are hacking in. Hello to Noah. Good morning, Noah. Haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back to the show. Pete Branch over there in Brazil. It's all working now. When will we share precious moments? I did that actually at the karaoke on Monday. First time I've done a 3 degrees number. Although I had to lower it quite a lot because of my deep, sexy voice. That's what it is. When will I see you again? You can't try and sing it like the real singer. A lot of people always make that mistake at karaoke. They try and sing so that they try and sing so that they sound like the original singer, and that doesn't work. It's the same with everything in this life. Don't try and copy someone else. There's so many DJs out there, and then, oh, I really like that DJ or that DJ, and they try and sound like them. No, you must try and be yourself, dear. Try and well, mind you, on independent local radio, that's incorrect. You need to sound like they want you to sound. It's not about personality anymore. Local radio in this country is finished, I'm telling you now. Do you know the Radio Authority? Now, what are they called? Ofcom. Ofcom have now agreed certain radio groups to put all their breakfast show as one person. So it would all be coming out of, say, London or probably Manchester, one of those two, likely. And that will go over the country. So whereas you had 10 radio stations with 10 breakfast presenters, now they can get rid of 9 of them and one person can do the whole lot. And that's supposed to be local radio, is it? Yeah, congratulations, mate. The only local radio in this country now are the small independent stations or community stations. They do a good job. There's one actually down the road from here, Boston Endeavour Radio in Boston. And I'm tempted to pop in there and offer my services as an international star from London. Oh, they'd be begging me to do it. I'm sure they would, wouldn't they? But that's what it's sort of. Community radio stations where you can be yourself. And you don't have to be some corporate thing, you know, all smooth round the edges, not to upset anyone. How boring are you? Nothing better than upsetting someone. That's what I say. Let's have a look. Good morning to Mohammed. Morning, Mohammed. Watching on one of the Learn English groups. Is it raining? Not at the moment. It's very, very windy outside at the moment, Roy, but not raining, no. Sheila Ferguson from the 3 Degrees is a personal friend of mine. When will... Oh, she was on... What was that programme she was on, like where the pensioners go? Because she's of an age now, old Sheila, isn't she? Isn't she tall? Wonderful woman. I like her. She was on that pensioners thing where they go and see what it's like to live abroad, don't they? Now, what was that called? The Real Marigold Hotel? Something like that. Nothing to do with the film, of course. BBC programme a little while ago. Is that... Thought I'd turn that heater off a moment ago. Pete says, I sang that song to her in her living room a few years ago. I deliberately sassed it up to annoy her. She chased me around the living room. Or what, with a wet lettuce leaf, was it? A wet lettuce leaf, Pete. Anyway, that's it. So I had a really nice drive up here. Maureen, I had your sandwiches after about an hour, along with the crisps and my thing of tea as well. So that was nice. And that breaks up the journey as well. Although you're not stopping, You know, as I say, the drive up here, 2.5, 2 and 3/4 hours, somewhere around that time. You drive for an hour, you got 1.5. Then you have your sandwiches and your tea, you know, carefully. And that kind of works. That kind of works because then I'm not hungry anymore. And actually, I'm not in such a rush to get up here. I was quite good with the speed. I was quite good. Oh, I just bit a bit of my thumb off, look. What's that taste like? Chicken. So I was quite good. I was doing about 65, 70 mile an hour all the way here, really, to be honest. Sometimes I go a little bit faster than, not too much faster. But it doesn't take, you don't really notice the time difference. I've done this before, me and my mate once. I will not name him because he could get into trouble for this. I'm not going to name him, but I challenged him. And I said, right, London to Berkshire, to Bracknell. I said, you go as fast as you want. I'm going to stick at 55 miles an hour, okay? And let's see what the time difference is. You will obviously get there first. Okay, are you ready? We're off! And off we went. Now, usually, on normal trips, that is the speed I do on the motorway. 55 mile an hour, I'm on the inside lane. And the difference was 7 minutes. I did 55 mile an hour, he did about 80. Okay? The difference was 5 minutes. It's a complete and utter waste. What are you going to do with that 5 minutes? Huh? What are you going to do with that 5 minutes? So just take it easy on the road. And certainly, after I had those sandwiches and a cup of tea on Monday, I took it easy coming up here. Funny, isn't it, really? All right. Roy Stone. Kimley is red and hot. My teachers never looked like that good in the 70s. No, you mean Kelly Kim. Kelly Kim is her name, darling. Hello to Dr. SRS Gregorian. You're late this morning, same as us. Good morning to Vectis. Vectis Humphrey is in the house. I can't read your message at the moment, Vectis, for some reason. Hang on a minute. What if I click that? No, what? Stupidly, I've got to tell you, stupidly, this message thing that I use, over the bottom of the message, it says new messages and there's an arrow pointing down. Well, unfortunately, that message comes up above the last message I've got. So until someone sends me another message, I can't read the one underneath that. And here comes one now. Vectis says there's only one Vectis Humphrey on Vectis Radio. Did you want to record that, Vectis, for you? Do you want me to do you a jingle? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's morning time. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Vectis Humphrey. Da-da-da. On the Isle of Wight. Vectis Radio, yeah! Did you see how I left a little gap there so that you can cut it? Now you can cut that out and use that as your jingle at no expense to you, my friend. I am not charging. I'm prostituting myself today, boys and girls. I'm prostituting myself and not charging you for my services. Absolutely. Thank you. Tony says, everyone wants to be Elvis or Frankie. I was judging last night at a carry contest and there was a guy with an amazing voice, but he was trying to be like Neil Diamond. No, you've got to be your own. You've got to be yourself. Got to be... What karaoke contest is this then? Oh, you're not doing that, are you? You don't want to be a judge on one of those, Tony. That's deadly, mate. Because if you don't pick that person there, you start getting death threats and everything. I'm serious. I will not do a karaoke competition. They're an absolute nightmare. And everyone thinks they should win. Really, they come up to you. Can't believe I haven't been put through. I'm clearly the best singer in here. That is how people are. And there's nothing worse than hearing someone praising themselves. Except, of course, for me. You know, this is by far the best thing on the television. Give or take Dallas in the 1970s. Maybe Star Trek in the 1960s. This is the moment. This is the moment. Da 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 da. I'm losing the plot here. So nice drive up here and nice stuff on the radio as well on Monday night. The bloke on LBC now, what's his name? Tom Swarbrick. Very good looking, dear. He's a bit of a looker, that one. And a painting. He is an oil painting. Tom Swarbrick on LBC. It was about 11:15, 11:30. And they were talking about the new probe the new probe that's landed on Mars. Oh, yes, they are going to explore Mars with this. Apparently, it's going to drill into the surface. Well, if there's any Martians there, I don't suppose they'd be very pleased about that. That's just sending up a spaceship to drill into someone else's house. That's outrageous. I'd be very annoyed if there was someone on my roof drilling away at my house. Huh. So that's gone up there. So that was quite interesting. Talking about, you know, would there be life? And a lot of scientists don't believe that there would be intelligent life on Mars. But you see, you know, if you believe that time has no beginning or ending, it could have been that there were intelligent beings on Mars 10 billion years ago. Something went wrong and they left there and came here. We could be actual Martians. Looking at me, you're probably thinking we are. Roy Stone loves Roy on karaoke, as we do. He don't care. Roy don't care and we love him. That's how to be. Hello to Optimistically Cynical. Optimistically Cynical. That's a good one. I wish I was a turtle because I then would be truly free. Turtles. How do they pull their heads back in? I've been trying to do that for years. I can't do it. I want to pull my head back into my shell. So that was interesting. I got here, as I say, around about 20 to 2 actually. It was early on Monday. Got out the pub nice and quickly, fortunately. Put my gas fire on. Oh, and that's what I meant to say. I've got my new app. I've got a new app to remotely control turn plugs on in here. I only had one on. I bought 2. They're all set up. I've now got 3 plugs in here that I can turn on and off wherever I am in the world. But that too has got its own problems, which I'll come to in a moment. So I turned the fan heater on in the living room when it was about an hour away from here. Okay, so I've got here, come in, and it's not hot. I would say it had gone from cold to tepid. But on the other hand, I did leave, or it might have been my sister actually, I can't remember. I did leave the living room door open, so the heat was kind of not kept in one room, but that doesn't matter. So it wasn't cold at all when I got in here. And I turned the gas fire on. So the gas fire's on. I thought, well, I'll make a cup of tea, then I go to bed. Didn't need to do dinner because I've had Maureen's lovely sandwiches. Bought me stuff in, made me a cup of tea, and I'm pottering around in the... who's this sending him a letter? Good morning, Peter in Woodall Spa. Morning, Peter. He's with us. He's been to the shops this morning. It's windy and raining in Woodall Spa, as it is here in Chapel Hill, Peter. It's very windy and wet here as well. Well, it's not wet. I think the rain's stopped. It's just a bit windy here at the moment. Okay. So I'm pottering about, and I come back in and I smell a bit of gas. Well, I wonder what that is. So I've gone to the gas fire. It's off. Now, I know that gas bottle is about to run out. So I thought, I wonder. So I've turned the gas fire off, tried to light it again, nothing. I then went to my water heater, opened the cupboard, no pilot light. I thought, oh, the gas has gone off. You know, 2 o'clock in the morning, of course. Now, it's not going to go off any time during the day, is it? It will always go off at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning if you're using it. So I thought, well, I've got my electricity now. That's all working because the break has been fixed. So the electric's not going off now. I thought, no, I'm all right for tonight. That's fine. So I finished my cup of tea and I went to bed. Got the oil heater on in the room. Lovely. On all night. Marvellous. In the morning, he gets up. And I went to the gas spot and I've got this spanner. Which is a bit thin and flimsy, to be honest. I'm sure it won't break, but when they're thin, it's like a thin piece of metal. I don't know if I should have brought it in, actually. It's a bit like don't suppose it's not as thick as that. There we go, there we go. It's about as thin as that, this spanner. Right, about that thin, okay? And when you try and move a spanner like that, it hurts your hand, especially if the nut is done up really tightly. So it's about 9, this was yesterday morning, this was. I actually got up yesterday in time to do a show. But because I had all these other little jobs to do, I thought, oh, I won't be able to do it. I must get these jobs done first. So I've struggled. Oh, and the other thing is, I had ordered and paid for a bottle of gas last Friday because I knew that one was about to become empty and it wasn't there. They hadn't put it there. For, oh, they haven't done that. I'm going to have to sort out that as well. So I'm struggling with this and it's not happening. It's not happening. The thing keeps slipping off. And I'm like, oh, Christ, I can't believe this. I'm going to have to go and get a spanner, a proper spanner, you know, adjustable spanner. So I rang up my brother-in-law, Martin, and said, oh, I can't get this thing off. He said, well, give us a shout. You know, he had the baby there at the moment, baby James he was looking after. So he said, give us a shout, and if you can't do it, I'll come over. Okay, thank you very much, Martin. Put the phone down. So I had my cup of tea, and I jumped in the car to go to B&Q, to Boston. So got to B&Q. Went into the shop. While I was there, I thought, I'll just check. This is all part of the story. See, I'll just check my remote control plugs. Oh, that's what I did. When I got in from work, the first thing I did was set up my new gadgets. You know what it's like being a man. We need our gadgets working, and I set up my other 2 remote control plugs, and they're very, very easy to set up. I mean, I can't recommend those enough, those remote-controlled Wi-Fi plugs. They're fantastic. So I've now got a remote-controlled plug on the fan heater in the living room, on the convector heater in the living room, and on the oil heater in the bedroom. Not only can you turn these on and off by your mobile phone, you can also have them on times. You can have them on time as well. So to turn them on and off at any given time. Now, as you know, if you're a regular viewer, you know I don't have too much. We've only got 16 amps of electricity coming here. So you can't really have any more than 2 heaters on at a time. And one of those will have to be on 1 kilowatt and not 2 kilowatts. You have to work it out. It works. It works. It's just, it takes you a little bit of thinking. So by having those on and off, and you set the times so that one goes off and a couple of minutes later, another one will come on. So for example, the bedroom heater goes off at about 6:45 in the morning. And I beg your pardon, the bedroom heater goes off at what time is it now? About 6 o'clock in the morning. The living room heater, then the convector heater then comes on a couple of minutes after that, and the other one about 45 minutes to give it a bit of a boost just before I go into the living room. And that works really well. So I've got my phone out. I'm sitting in the car, and I can't communicate with any of my sockets. And I thought, oh, God, what's happened there then? Why isn't that working? Maybe there's something wrong. I'll try it again a bit later. All right, so that's that. I'm now in B&Q. You'll love this. You will love this. I'm now in B&Q. I picked up my spanners, and I bought another couple of items. Can't even remember what I bought in there. Bought another couple of items in B&Q. Gone to the till, and I'm about to pay, and I thought, well, I want to go to Boston after. I want to go to the bank in Boston, and therefore I need to drive to a paying car park there. You know, because I think it's £2 or something silly like that, £2. So I said to the girl on the till, I said, hello, I want to pay by card, but could you give me £5 coins, please, for the meters in town? Oh, I don't think we can do that. I said, well, why not? I said, I'm buying something. She said, yeah, but I can't open the till. I said, well, surely, right, I'm going to pay you for something. I'm buying something. Oh, well, I'll have to call someone. Oh, here we go. So this girl's about 19. She calls a bloke over, about 22, 23. Yeah, what's the problem over here? I says, she says, oh, this man wants change. Oh, we can't really do that, I'm afraid, sir. I said, well, it's not that I'm not buying anything. I've got about £22 worth of goods here, which I'm going to buy, but I'm going to use my card for that. And I just wanted some coins for the meter. Oh, well, I'm not able to do that, I'm afraid. But I'm buying something from you. I haven't just walked in and asked for change. Yeah, but we can't open the till. I said, okay, what if I pay part cash? Oh, that'd be fine. Oh, right. Off he goes. I mean, the thickness of some people, or the total and utter unwilling to help someone, is just beyond me most of the time. So the girl says, how much do you want to pay in cash? And I said, 50p. Because I wanted £4 coins. I only needed 2, but I wanted 4. Right? Okay, right? So she then pushes a button on the till and it opens. So that lie about not being able to open the till was neither here nor there. She's now pushed a button on the till and it's opened. Right? Or done some, she pushed a few buttons on the till and it's opened. Right, so I give her now, right, here it comes, and you'll be able to work out what's happened here. I've given her £5 note. Okay, I've given her a £5 note. She has then given me £5 coins back and closed the till. Right. So now she's doing a right. Okay. So she says that's £8. Can't remember what it was now. That's £22.50, please. I said okay. So I've put the thing in, and on the things come up £22. Oh right. Okay. So I said it says £22 on here. She said that's right because of the 50p. Okay. Right, got my thing. Push my numbers, and that's it. Got my card back. Okay. So there we are. Got my stuff. Do you want a bag? No, I don't want a bag. Thank you very much. I only got a couple of bits to buy. Okay, then. Thank you very much. I said, is that everything then? She said yes. I said, is it sure there's nothing else that I need to do? No, that's fine. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye, and off I went. So do you see what's happened there? I mean, how stupid can you be? She's given me the 50p. And I thought, yes. That'll teach you for being so bloody unhelpful and so stupid. Chris Ridden wins the day. Oh, yeah. I mean, why can't you just give me a couple of quid? I've bought 20 quid's worth of stuff there. Not impressed. Not impressed. Now, I've been to B&Q before. And don't know if you've noticed that they do employ elderly people in there. When I say elderly, I mean 60 plus. And generally, they're very, very helpful, except for some miserable old bastard who was working once in the garden department at the Greenwich B&Q. And me and my mate was there. This is must be about 8 years ago. And we asked him for some help, and he just not was interested. He was not interested in the slightest. Do they not know how to do customer service? I mean, they know how to do it in the States. Fantastic customer service in the States, I have to tell you. Not here. Not here. 50p, thanks very much, darling. Thank you very much. I'm not going to tell her. Why would I tell her? It's her mistake, not mine. Will she get into trouble? Well, she should have been a bit more bloody helpful then. Serves her right. Let's do some of your messages. Vector says, don't call me, I'll call you. Do you not want that then? Do you not want my special little jingle? That I'm personally offended by that, Vector's Humphrey. Very offended. Thomas, oh, to be a turtle. Yeah, I'm still trying to do it. Look. Oh, to be a turtle. Thank you for the... oh, yes, it's the 5 bars contest, the karaoke. I've heard about that. Good morning to TC Casey. Good morning, TC. Welcome to the show. Chris Grant is there. What weather today? Freezing. I've got to tell you, Chris, it's not freezing here, but it's very, very windy outside. I will be going swimming a little bit later. I'll probably try and grab one more cup of tea before I go out today. Let's have a look. Vectis, you can turn on things from anywhere in the world. Lucky you. There's probably a lot of people at this moment, including yourself, Vectis, watching me and becoming turned on. You are, aren't you? I know these things. I know these things, my friend. Hello to Kelly John in Cambodia this morning. Ah, Timmy Thomas is there. Good morning, Timmy boy. Timmy Thomas is in the house. A very good morning to you as well. Roy Stone, 10 shillings. I can't see the end of that. I'll read that in a minute, Roy. Okay. So that's the whole B&Q incident. I then went to Asda and bought my petrol. What are you paying for petrol? How about 117.9? Oh, yes. More money saved. Not only 50p saved, but money at the petrol place. 117.9 is the Asda in Boston at the moment. It'll be the same in Skegness. I think we're due for a Skegness trip tonight. Wednesday at Skeg with Martin, Chris and Sharon. We do it every week. Skegness every week. Chips, baked beans, everything. Ice cream, walk along the sea. Rain, wind or shine makes no difference to us. We are real men. All of us, even my sister. She's a real man as well. Oh, so I walked to bank in Skegness after that. I actually parked. I wanted a quick look in PC World, so I've stopped into PC World and free parking there. So I've gone in there and they didn't have what I wanted in there. So I've come out of there and I thought, well, I'll leave the car here and walk in. Save me £2. Didn't need the change after all. It's about a 10-minute walk, you know, brisk speed. So I walked into town, went to the bank there. Queues in the bank yesterday morning. Quite enough busy. I don't know where everyone had come from. They got 3 machines. They're queuing up at the machines. They were queuing up at the cash point things. Queues in there. And I was going to have a look in. There's a big old church there. Apparently it's the largest church in the country in Boston. Although it does look very crumbling. Looks like the whole thing's about to fall down. It does. It's in a terrible state of disrepair. Or it looked it to me on the outside. I was going to go in there and I thought, no, don't risk it. Just go back to your car. So I went back to the car and came back here. Had a little bit of lunch. As I got back here, I'm just coming past the site, and there's a bloke outside doing the owner's garden, Sylvie and Alan's garden. Now, I did knock there on the way out to sort out the gas ball, but no one answered. So I stopped and said, hello, mate, is there Sylvie in at the moment? And he said, no, they're doing the cattle at the moment because they're moving the cattle around. And that's I didn't realise it was such a difficult thing to do. Apparently, you know, sometimes the cows just don't want to move. Not my ain't moving. And what can we do? You know, you can't push a cow, can you? I'm not talking about your wives. Please, I'm not talking about your wives there. You can't push a cow. So they're out doing it. I said, oh, I said only I ordered a gas bottle on Friday, and it should have come on Saturday. Usually the gas van comes on Saturday. If you've ordered a bottle of gas, he simply puts it round the back, and that's it. But it didn't arrive. And he said, oh, have you paid for it? I said, yeah, I paid for it on Friday afternoon. Alan was in there. He said, oh, I'll bring one round in a minute. I said, oh, do you do that as well? He said, yeah, I do loads of stuff on there. Gas is just one of them. I said, oh, fantastic. I said, actually, you might be able to give me a hand. I've just bought a new spanner, but I had trouble with the old spanner getting the gas bottle off. I said, I might be able to do it with this one. He said, that's all right, mate. He said, if you can't do it, I'll do that for you as well. How fantastic is that? That's absolutely amazing. So I got back to the caravan, and then I start talking to him about all different things, don't I? You know what I'm like. You know, once I start talking, that's on and on and on, dear. We're having this conversation there. It's not the same when I'm at work, unfortunately, because there's so much to do at work. When you're running a karaoke night, you kind of got to keep control of everything. And sometimes you're coming past and someone wants to have a conversation, and then you start the conversation, and then someone finishes singing, and you're not there, and there's a gap. I hate gaps. And I think the audience don't like gaps as well. You've got to get back to that stage. So sometimes it's true, you know, you're walking. You might want to get a cup of tea or a glass of water, or you need to go to the manager behind the bar. So you start someone singing, and then you move off the stage, through the crowd, or maybe around the outside if it's bigger, and into the bar. But you haven't got time to talk to someone because you've got to get back. And what sometimes happens is that you try and get back, and then someone tries to have a conversation with you. And it does come across as rude. Then I've got to go, you know, or you just walk off to get back to that stage before someone has stopped singing, because it's also embarrassing for the singer. They finish singing, you know, music stopped, and they're standing there like a lemon. They don't know what to do. They're not like stage people. Once something's finished, they can't like make a comment or perhaps tell a joke, or unless it was Ray Reynolds. He's good at jokes, not funny ones, unfortunately, but he is good at jokes. So you've got to get back to that stage. So sometimes I think it does come across as rude, but there's nothing you can do about it. You've got to get back to the stage to continue the show. Otherwise, everything stops. So I left him there, and I came back to the caravan. I put the new spanner on, adjustable spanner, big thing it is. Got 3 for £8. That's good, isn't it? 3 spanners, different sizes for £8. I give it a good, and off it came. And it's funny with gas bottles, everything is back to front. So to do up the nut, you turn it clockwise. I don't know why they do it like that, gas bottles. To undo the nut, you turn it clockwise. To do up the nut, you turn it anti-clockwise. Strange, isn't it? That's just how it is. So I've got that on. And then, so I've got the other one off. So you've got like a valve at the top. It says open, close. So you close that, then you take the nut off, right? So I've already closed that from earlier on. Got the thing off, put it on the other one. I can't do this thing up. Of course, I'm turning it clockwise, aren't I? That's the obvious thing to do. So I've managed to do it up eventually. Turned it anti-clockwise and then turned the valve on. There's no hiss. There's nothing. Nothing happens. So you know, what do you think? Is that on or not? You know, you've turned this thing. You've had nothing. Not a thing. Not completely silent. And I thought, okay, well, I'll go in now. I'll probably have to do some, you know, turn the gas on and wait a while for it to come through, if you see what I mean. Because presumably that pipe is now full up of air. I don't know how it works. So I turned the gas fire on and I've gone, and immediately it's come on. How is that then? How comes the gas? So what happened to the air? There must have been air in the pipe, surely, unless the gas is heavier than the air, and I suppose it would displace it then, wouldn't it? But where is the air? It literally, I turned it on and it came on straight away, full blast, wonderful. Went back, turned the pilot lighter on the wall on the water heater, and that's good as well. So that's all working. They're very large bottles of gas. I think they might be 75 kilos, the gas bottles. So they're very, very heavy. You can certainly tell if you've got a full one and an empty one. You can tell the weight difference between the gas of the two. And one of those is 55 quid. How long it lasts, I don't know. That's the first one I've used, and I've been here since June. On the other hand, we have had a lot of summer, and very hot summer. Of course, it wasn't used at all during then. So now I'm using it quite a lot while I'm here. It's not on at the moment. It's warmed up a bit now, but it will be interesting to see how many bottles of gas I get through, say, between now and Easter. So far, one. Can you keep a note of that, please? One bottle of gas so far. If you can see that, just check that out, one, okay? Roy says 10 shillings, you're conned. That's what it is, 10 shillings. John, you're confusing me with someone else. I never complain if you don't reply. I wouldn't complain. Morning, Jerry Cashmore Smith. Morning, Jerry. Yeah, we had a bit of a problem this morning. We got it sorted. I expect a lot of people who are usually there gave up after the first couple of tries this morning, but I do try very hard. I would have tried one more time by doing something else, and then I would have stopped and then left it till tomorrow. Okay, so that was my day yesterday. Went to bed just after lunch, around about 3:30, I think I went to bed, and that was nice because it had gone very dark. It was pouring down with rain. I put the oil heater on and I climbed into bed around about 3:30 yesterday afternoon for a couple of hours. Oh, it was lovely. Oh, it was so nice. There's nothing better than the rain coming down and the wind blowing around a caravan while you're nice and snuggled and warm in bed. That is just amazing. Really is. Woke up about 5:15. I kind of laid in bed till about 5:45. And then I was due to go to my nephew's. So I got up and I had a shower. Made myself another cup of tea in my plastic cup, put it in the car. Off I went to my nephew's. Got there round about 6:30, I think I got there. It was pouring down. We were absolutely chucking it down with rain last night. My nephew's wife had made me a lovely dinner. She'd done a vegetable lasagna, which was really nice. And the kids often do me dinners, and it's a nice thing to do. And to give something back, I stop at the Co-op and I buy hideous amounts of ice cream. I mean, knowing full well that one of them will be eaten by me. So I think I had a crunchy ice cream, crunchy and what was the other one? Strawberry cheesecake, you know, a bit of each for dinner. And then, here comes the video, and then I read some stories, or I tried. Gary's children, he's got Olivia, and there's Evie, she's the oldest girl, and there's Harry. Olivia, unfortunately, spends most of her time in someone's arms or in a special disabled bed. The other two, mad as hatters, so I was attacked throughout the evening. And then eventually you can't get them to bed when I'm around there. It's difficult to get them to bed, unfortunately. So they then demanded that I read them a story upstairs. So here is a little video of me attempting to read them a story last night. Now, you'll enjoy this. Unfortunately, we didn't get too far along the story, but you'll see what happened, and it's quite charming. I'm a bit concerned about the boy Harry. He does seem to be a very good liar. I mean, really good. You wouldn't know he was lying. Here it comes. About 5 minutes of this, all right? Right, who's going to go first?
Harry again. So we can start from the beginning.
Right. What's the story called? Sir Charlie.
Sir Charlie. Stinky. Sock. And really frightful night.
Right. Okay, Harry first then. Here we go. Right, go on, Harry.
And
No.
once
No helping.
Once upon a time.
No. No helping.
A stormy night.
No.
There
Oh, I won't let you read.
There was a
Tall
tower with a pointy roof. A creepy corridor.
Are you cheating?
No. I'm just helping
Is she telling you the words?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
You're not lying, are you?
No.
So what happens when people lie?
What are they? Food.
What?
And
Yes.
some
Rickety.
Rockety
Stairs. Good. Next page is from Evie.
At the top of the stairs, at which was dreaming some.
Speak up a bit, darling. A scheme
along the green dragon. was lots in our sleep and a little princess in the snore.
Can you do snoring? Do snoring. Louder. Loud. Snoring. No snoring.
Right.
Oi, are you a little girl? Oh, ear. Continue. Shut up!
Lighting flashing through.
Shut up! Continue.
I'll just need later.
Continue.
And sweet bitty.
He won't stop screaming, Gary. Do you want me to get Daddy? I'll get Daddy.
Something went bump in the night.
Is it your turn?
Well, the
Let me see
witch
that.
went on the dreaming.
You mustn't throw that. That's glass. Very heavy. Mustn't be thrown. That can really hurt someone with that. What's that one?
So
Yeah, I'll put that
everything
back gently.
has show me my teddy.
Is that
One.
it?
She'll pay.
To our story. And there's part of our story this evening. Shut up!
After this story, then we're going to read.
There we are. It's a madhouse. They want you to read a story. You can't actually read one to them. So that was my night last night. That's not over yet. A very, very busy, exciting day yesterday. So I've got back here. After that, I stayed for a cup of tea. I had a chat to my nephew. We watched some television. What were we watching last night? Oh, I can't remember now. I don't remember what we were watching last night. I keep seeing endless adverts for the Real Housewives of this, that and the other, Sydney, and ghastly programmes, dear. just a load of women who've all had their faces done badly, most of them. The lips, those awful lips. What do they look like? Awful. And they're just arguing and shouting at each other. I kept seeing adverts for that. I think we watched some sort of police programmes. I like the police programmes. You know, when they go and nick the scum who are driving at like 200 mile an hour or off on their mopeds. I quite like this idea the police have got now of knocking criminals off their mopeds. Good. Good. Someone says, oh, yeah, but what if it's someone innocent who have done nothing wrong? Well, they wouldn't be being chased by the police, would they? How stupid can you be to think that? Not going to make that mistake. They will only knock you off your motorbike if you've done something wrong. They're not just going to do it randomly, are they? Honestly, I put that on Twitter, and I haven't got time for idiots on Twitter anymore. I put this on Twitter the other day. Sorry, I didn't. I commented on the bike. You know, you may have seen it if you're in the UK. The bike videos of the police knocking someone off the bike, and I suppose there must be a way of doing it so that you don't die. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind, if there is a 10-foot articulated, or 20-foot articulated lorry coming the other way, they're not going to do it. They're going to wait until the road is cleared. The police are professional people. They know what they're doing. They are not going to knock someone innocent off their bike. So I put that, good, you know, it serves them right. Let's get this scum off the road. And someone put, oh, well, what if it's someone's innocent kid? Well, they wouldn't be knocking them off the bike then, would they? Stupid people. I don't have the time of day for them anymore. I just block them. I just block them straight away. There was 2 other people I've got rid of on Twitter this week. Just stupid people. I haven't got time for stupid people in my life. Anyway, so I've come back here, right? More excitement here. So I've got to the barrier. And the barrier's up already. I don't know why it was up. So I've gone under it and pushed my button to go, because we've got barriers here. Here on the site, we've got barriers. There's 2 barriers. One which opens and closes. The other one doesn't open or close, right? So I've come round through the site, and I've got to the barrier which is near my caravan, which is the one that doesn't open. And there's a car there with its lights on. I said, you all right, mate? He said, oh, I'm a first responder. He said, I can't get into the site. Oh, you're in the wrong place, mate. It's a little bit further along. This one doesn't open. Oh, okay. He said, where do I go? I said, well, hang on a minute. You won't be able to get in. I said, the barrier will be down. He said, oh, well, what do I do? I said, I'll tell you what. So I stopped my car, locked the door. I didn't need to lock the door, not round here. I said, go on, open the door and I'll come in with you and I'll open the gate for you. So he's opened the gate. He's probably not supposed to do this, but anyway, I'm sure I didn't look like a criminal. So I've jumped in the car. He said, how are you going to get back? I said, I'll walk back. It'll only take 5 minutes. That has an incident as well, incidentally, the walk back. I'll come to that in a minute. So I've come out of the car. So I've got in the car. I said, right, just go down there, go past there. That's the yard, that's the house, and go next right. So he'd gone next right. And the barrier's, funny enough, it's up again. So someone must have opened it for him. So he's gone through there. I said, I'll get out of here, mate. He said, okay, thanks very much. I said, good luck. Yeah, that's it. And off he went into the site somewhere. Obviously, someone had called an ambulance out. So I've then come back out and I'm walking along. And it's absolutely pitch black out here. Absolutely pitch black. And I'm sort of walking along. And then at that point, my mate decides to ring me. So I'm on the phone as well. And I'm saying, oh, it's pitch black. He said, why don't you use the torch on your phone? Huh? Because you're talking to me on the phone. That's why. So I couldn't use the torch on the phone. And I'm walking, and then I stepped in a puddle. And I quickly stepped out of it. I thought, oh, I just saved myself there. You know, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And no, the foot didn't get wet. Because, you know, sometimes that's a bit delayed, that is. So you step in the puddle, and you're thinking, oh, it didn't get wet. And then 3 seconds later, your foot is soaking wet. Well, it didn't happen. I'm continuing my walk, avoided that one, but I didn't avoid the second one, which was much deeper, and I got a soaking wet foot. Oh, you see? You do someone a favour, and God punishes you for doing it. How many of you have opened a can of cat food and cut your finger on it because you were doing something nice? God knows what's happened to poor Maureen since she made me the sandwiches. I hope nothing terrible's happened to you, Maureen. You do something nice for someone And it's like, you know, you were being punished for doing it. But there you go, that's how it is. So I then got back to the caravan, and I had to take off my socks and my tracksuit bottoms as well, which had got wet at the bottom. My caravan, again, was nice and warm because I turned on the fan heater before I left. Fan heaters do warm up the room very, very quickly. I have to say that. They're fantastic fan heaters. Ever so quick they warm up a room. So I've come back in the caravan, made myself a cup of tea, sat down to watch Holby City. I had a FaceTime call with my mate, then I went to bed. And got up this morning, and here we are. Once again, the fan heaters were on and everything. Oh, so let me just go back a little bit to the Voda, I told you I couldn't communicate with my Wi-Fi plugs. It's a bit technical, this, okay? So they just didn't come up. They should have little green buttons, green or black, and there were no green or black buttons, so I can't communicate with them. And I tried this again in the afternoon. Right, and it was my mate. He said, maybe you've run out of data on the mobile Wi-Fi. I said, well, I had 3 gig on that. All I'm doing is turning stuff on and off. He said, yeah, but don't they talk to it all the time? I said, well, I don't know. I don't know how they work. Anyway, as it turns out, I had indeed run out of data. That's why it wouldn't work. And I thought, 3 gig in a week, that's cost me 15 quid. Just for the sake of being able to turn these things on and off. I said, well, I thought, well, that's no good, is it? How is that any good? He said, maybe you should go back to time switches. And I'm like, well, the other 3, they just burnt out within 2 weeks. They stopped working. Useless. Absolutely useless. So I put another 20 quid of data on, which is 5 gig. And I'll have to just see what happens with that. Because if I have to spend 20 quid every week on data, that's 80 quid a month. Well, it's less than a quarter of that to sign up for a contract and get 100 gig of data or something like that. So I'll have to see how that goes, and I will keep you reliably informed because I don't know how much is being used. That's the trouble. Now, I've got this thing on the little MiFi thing. There is like a countdown thing that tells you how much data. So I'm going to log into that because that it's only being used to turn plugs on and off. But if these plugs are talking to that thing and that's talking to the internet all the time, I suppose, yeah, it would use a bit of data, although I wouldn't have thought that much, to be honest. Very surprised how that all disappeared very quickly. So that's the news of the smart plugs, okay? Gary Butler's laughing his head off there. Did you watch it, Gary? That was my storytelling last night. And it is quite magical to be up there. And if you just joined us, you've missed this, so you'll have to watch it back on the playlist. But I tried to read one of my great nephews and great nieces a story last night. It's funny, once one of them has done their bit, that's it, they don't want to know after that. Like Evie the other week, she read her bit first, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember now. And after she'd read her story, she got into bed, and then I'm trying to read it to Harry, and Harry's trying to read it back to me, and she says, excuse me, Chris, can you ask Harry to be a bit quieter, please, because I can't get to sleep now? Well, she's had her turn. They're bloody hilarious children, aren't they? They are so funny. They're so funny. This week, it was Harry. He's read his bit, and then he wanted to muck around a bit afterwards, didn't he? If you missed it, you've got to watch that back on the playback, all right? All right, Katie. Good God, Chris, I would have driven mad with them too. They do drive me mad, but they're hilarious, Tony. They are absolutely hilarious. Right side up, grandpa's patience fail. That's nice reading with the children. Oh, it's lovely. It's like if only they'd sit there and actually listen. Alan thought it was live. Well, this early? 11:10 in the morning. They're not in bed at this time, mate. My niece's children, they get up at 6 in the morning. I'm like, well, what do they do at 6 in the morning? And my niece says they find things to do. They're not stupid children. They're very intelligent. They're very different, I have to say. My niece's 2 children and my nephew's 2 children, they both very, very different. They are different. Like cats, innit? Each cat has its own personality, doesn't it? Hey, it's true. My mate's cat, incidentally, we think You know his cat's not been well. We think he's got rheumatism in the back of his legs. He's 8 years old, and he seems to be in pain all the time. At the moment, the new vet, which my mate is much happier with, a hell of a lot cheaper than the original vet that he was going to. The new vet, he's got given the cat painkillers, and they have to put the, you know, I don't know if you've ever, I had to do it with my cat Katie a few years ago. You have to put the pill in their throat, and he was doing it last night, and I was watching it on the video, and this cat was not having it. Meow, meow, making all that noise. The cat was really angry. You could see the face. You know the angry look on cats' faces. It's scary sometimes. Let me tell you, there was a couple of occasions with my cat Katie. She really scared me sometimes. There was when they get really angry. There was an occasion where I got home from work when I was DJing at the. This is some years ago actually. I got in about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I walked in the kitchen, and there's a white cat in the kitchen. Where's that come from? There was a white cat on the kitchen worktop, and I thought, well, where's my cat gone? How did it? It's come in the cat flap, obviously. And my cat's there. Where Katie? Katie, and she's growling. Like that. I said, well, come on, get out. Out you go. To this other white cat. And I ushered her off the side. Him or her, I don't know what it was. Ushered him off the side, and out he went. Followed by my cat and me. So me and my cat are now, both our heads are out looking for this cat, and it's gone now. I said, there you go, Katie, all gone. Then she's turned on me, like it was my fault. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she's back like that. I thought she's going to jump up and attack my face in a minute, so I just walked off and left her. That's what you got to do. If cats are angry, do not, let me advise you this, right? You learn from this, please. If cats are angry, do not try and comfort them. Walk away. You will not bring them round. They need to be left alone. And then a few hours later or the next day, you go back and it's like nothing happened. If a cat is really angry, leave it alone. Do not go near it. It won't attack you. If you start stroking it, it will probably attack you. Be warned of that one. Okay? Alan says, lovely children. I'm very lucky to have those children in my life, as well as my niece and nephews. My nephew is like 33. I think my niece is 30. The other nephew is 21. But to me, they're still like 4 and 5 years old. They absolutely are. They really are. Save that and review in 10 years' time. I might bring that video out for one of their weddings. Or both of their weddings, actually. Morning to Brendan Brady fan. Very late this morning you are, sir. Thomas, good deeds don't go unpunished. Sometimes. They don't. You do a good deed, something bad happens to you every single time, doesn't it? It's terrible, really. Harry did lie. Yes, he did. He's a good liar, isn't he? And he does that. He tries to get me into trouble. He's tried to get me into trouble a couple of times. Mum, Chris just mucked up the carpet in the living room and his face. And it's him who did it. He mucks the carpet up and then goes and tells his mum. With the face. Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. Shocking. John, better to get central heating fitted. I know, John. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a massive expense to put central heating in the caravan. It's nowhere near as expensive as putting it in the house. Maximum cost about £3,000. Maximum costs. But the caravan is not new. This is at least 20 years old, this caravan. It's solid. There's no leaks or anything like that. It is cold. I don't know, John. I don't know. I was considering getting a new caravan at some point and living in it. But I've discovered that they only have a licence for 10 months of the year here. So I think February and March, we can't come. You can come to maintain it, but you're not allowed to sleep here. And the council do come round and check. Bloke was telling me yesterday that once the council turns up at 7:30 in the morning, sort of February and March, and they start going around the caravans and knocking on doors to see if anyone's in. Seriously, so the council have got time to do that. Do you know what I mean? I've got time to fix the roads. They've got money and time to check there's no one living in the caravan but not to fix the blooming bumpy road. We got a bumpy road on the way here. It's really bumpy to the point of doing that. And I said to my brother-in-law, I said, is it all right to go fast? He said, you shouldn't really. You can break your suspension doing that. I mean, really bumpy. You can't go any more than like 40, 45 mile an hour over these bumps. It's really, really bumpy. They haven't got money to fix that, though. Oh, no, but they've got money to check that no one's living in a caravan. What damage that's going to do to anyone, I don't know. You know, but there's been a couple of nasty accidents because both roads, there's the long one going to Boston. That's the really bumpy one. And there's another one that goes to Tattershall, which is along the river. Well, that's along a river. This one is along like a ditch. I think it's some sort of runoff for the field. And they're both deep. And there's been a couple of people die going along, one along that road and one along that road, where the car has literally jumped up and gone into the river. Have they done anything to the road? No. Terribly bumpy. I would imagine it would cost a lot of money to do that, to fix something like that. I don't know. But it's not just a little bit of the road. It's the entire 7 miles going from here to Boston that way. I mean, Boston isn't at the other end. You've got to go right and then left and then through a little bit. But, you know, that long bit of road, which is dead straight, most of it, it's so bumpy. It's like it's falling into the ditch, really. Maybe they won't ever do that. What's your other username? That cat is wicked. She's a wicked cat, Thomas. She is a wicked cat. Wicked cats. All right. Well, I don't think we've got time for any stories today, have we? How long have we been chatting for? We've been going an hour. I honestly think we weren't going to get a show today because of all the problems we were having earlier on. But we've got there, so I'm pleased about that. I hate it. If I've done because there was a load of preparation today. I just had a load to tell you, and I hate it when I've got all that, and then something gone so badly wrong that we can't do a show. But we got there in the end, so I'm pleased about that. Not only that, but I found a new place for the mobile phone as well. It doesn't get any better. Birthday time, gang. I'll do today's birthdays and yesterday's birthdays. All right. First of all, Alastair Kemp is 79. Oh, excuse me. Was that a burp? 79 years old today for Alastair Kemp. Good morning to you and happy birthday to you on this Wednesday, the 28th of November 2018. Dave Fielding, good morning to you. Happy birthday. Mark Felicity Briggs, happy birthday to you. Christopher Robert Young, good morning. Happy birthday. Lewis. Young Lewis Roy, who was a Black Cap customer, weren't you, Lewis? And a big happy birthday to you on this Wednesday. I'll do yesterday's birthdays as well today, as we weren't here. We're not usually here on Tuesdays. I could have been if I didn't have so much go wrong yesterday to sort out, but it's all sorted now. I remember I used to get really badly upset and depressed about technical things or things that would go wrong. Now I'm much better now. I might go through a little period of being really annoyed or depressed. I get depressed, not angry, depressed, because I can't do anything about it. But then I think, well, hang on a minute. No, the gas bottle, all you've got to do is go in the office until that. The internet, you'll be able to sort that out yourself. And I have. So quite pleased about it. I was talking to my mate about that. He's the same. He gets very stressed out. On the other hand, I do think my mate, he likes to complain a lot. And I think he creates some of his own unhappiness sometimes because of all these problems that he seems to have with various different people and organisations. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes you look to be upset about things. Like, for example, the vet that he wasn't happy with. Okay, so he wasn't happy with that vet. The vet didn't sort out the things he wanted to sort out. And then like he was telling me he got a bill in, a final bill of like 32 quid. And he said to me, do I pay this bill or do I argue the case? I said, Ron, I said, pay the bill. In 4 weeks' time, you'll forget you ever had that bill. Or you can give yourself a load more hassle. And he sat in and he said, you know what, you're right, I'll just pay it. Get rid of it. Pay it, get rid of it, be done with it. And that's the end of it, you know? And I do think, he's not the only one, of course. I think there's a lot of people in this world who look to give themselves more problems. I don't do that, you know, I mean, even, I don't know, fines or things like that, I just pay them straight away. I don't argue. I don't try and get out of anything. You know, if I've got to buy something or do something, I'll just go and do it. I don't give myself hassle. Or if I don't like someone, example on the Twitter, like I was just telling you earlier, stupid people on Twitter. I don't talk to them anymore. I just block them, get rid of the problem. Gone. Bye-bye. I do. If I'm not happy with something, I will do something about it and get rid of the problem. That's it. You can't sit there worrying about stuff all the time. It drives you mad. It really will. Let's have a look there. Thank you. Right, okay. Yesterday's birthdays then. So that's Tuesday's birthdays, Tuesday, November the 27th. Mark Crockett. Good morning, Mark. Happy birthday to you for yesterday. John Kane was 68 years old yesterday. Good morning, John. Happy birthday. Kev Wilson Byrne. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. Stevie Baker, DJ at Orange, I think you are. Orange, isn't it? Happy birthday to Stevie. Lauren Strickland, fantastic singer. Happy birthday to you for yesterday. Jose Windsor Garcia, happy birthday. Geoff Hobbs, 53 yesterday. Martin Lorquillo. And again, another DJ here, Tom McMillan, was 39 years old yesterday. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthdays. Okay, I'm going to have a cup of tea now, and then I'll probably go up to the Horncastle. Actually, I might take the tea in the car with me, actually. It's got a little bit late now because we were so late in starting. All those technical difficulties, but we got there in the end. And that's all that matters. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning and everything will be working smoothly. Fingers crossed. I think we're going to Skegness tonight, so I'm looking forward to my chips and baked beans. That's what we do every week. And I'll see you again, hopefully, tomorrow morning. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye now.